Welcome into Fantasy Unclean. I am your host, Rich Fiddler, joined as always
Touch knees.
by
Yes,
Scott Robley
nice.
and Fredo Carvel.
I think it was your knee. I don't know. Felt good, though. Whatever it was.
Whatever it was, just go with it. It's football week.
We are
Cheers.
on the eve,
Less
while
than
recording,
less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
of NFL football.
Oh, God. I just can't.
Of KC taking on the Detroit Lions.
Oh, it's going to be a good game, too.
Yeah.
It
I'm
will be a
excited for
good
that
game. The last time they played, it was a fucking ridiculous game. That was probably one of the most entertaining games to watch.
Was it last year?
No, two
years ago?
years ago, I think. But yeah, that was crazy ridiculous. Or no, that was the Rams, wasn't it?
It was the Rams.
Yeah,
Rams.
so it was. God, so that was 3 years ago. That would have been 3 years ago,
or something like that.
Yeah, that would've been 3 years
51-49?
ago.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's, whatever it was Monday
was
night.
over
it was
100.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Combined.
and it was so much fun to watch.
It was terribly defended game.
Yes,
But the baby is awesome. Actually, we had 2 appointments today. Nephrology, which is kidney tests, and all of those came back great. And then we had the physical therapist, and all of those tests came back great.
Dope.
So both of them have said what all doctors have been telling us, which is more or less everything looks good, but you're gonna have to kind of wait and find out if he's a little special.
no shark fin currently.
No shark fin currently, but could be growing underneath the skin. You
Could be.
never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
That'd be kind of dope.
It would be kind of dope, right? We went and saw Matt Rife last night.
Yeah.
Up in Portland.
Oh, nice.
And that was sick. It was a good show.
And he had a whole little bit on
That was basically about my life.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he's made fun of too many people, different kinds of people, to ever have a kid, because if karma's real, then you might end up having a baby with HIE and potentially, my situation here. And Matt Rife thought that his kid was going to be a
a
shark fin downsy.
Yeah, troll almost.
Yeah, right. It was, but it was funny. It was a good show.
It was hilarious.
I've never seen Matt Rife's comedy before. I've only seen his TikToks, which are
normally
all crowd work.
audience interactions.
Yeah. He has kids. You could ask him about his kids. Frodo's got a couple of girls.
Yes, I do. They are soon to be 17 and 15.
That's insane.
I don't have to go get them on Friday because April's going to drive down.
Whoa.
I mean, that's convenient for
It's
you.
convenient. I
Whoa.
also-
Fucking weird.
I told you I had a hard Sunday when they left because she left with my Corolla.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Wow.
shit. Also, the insurance I pay for her.
I was,
is-
I was actually
shit.
gonna ask you,
Oh,
is it about $200 a month?
no.
Under?
Her add-on, she was 125 extra.
Okay.
That's not terrible.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
It
Oh,
would've
that's
been-
the add-on. That doesn't include the car.
No, that's
So adding her bumped it up by 125.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
pay $280 for my truck, a car with her on it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No.
That's not bad.
It would
so
have
she
been
gets to do
worse
an
if
action.
she was a boy.
Yeah, because I tried to get a different quote just to see. I'm like, it came back $800 a month from like fucking State Farm or something. I'm like, fuck that.
Nah.
I'll stay with Progressive.
Yeah, they suck, but they're cheap. So
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I can say that because I sell Progressive. And they suck, but they're cheap. Like, they don't like suck. Like, they're gonna pay out your claim.
Yeah.
It's just they're gonna cancel you afterwards, and they're gonna charge you $20 to add a car, and they're gonna charge you $20 to, I don't know, make a phone call or whatever. They charge you
Something.
for everything,
Yeah.
Children, teens, that's fantastic. Yeah, you had a couple of kids going to school, right? Your man's kids are going to school, and then your daughter's not going to school yet, though, right? Oh, is she?
I think she'd be first grade now.
First grade?
Yeah.
I saw your wife. I saw your wife in Dawson today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming out of Walmart as I was pulling in.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "Hi, Lonnie," and she's like, "Hi." Dawson was oblivious. She was in the shopping cart.
Abby is 6, and that means that she's
So she's first grade then,
First
right?
grade. I don't know. Is that Is that first grade, kindergarten?
April
first
was
grade,
Should be
second?
sick. It should be first grade.
April was 6 when she went in kindergarten because her birthday fell
That's the same way Dawson will be.
yeah, after.
Interesting.
But
So-
Abby is right around Maverick's birthday,
Oh,
so
perfect.
like just 1 year later.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wicked. Yeah, she's in first. I have one in third, two in first, and one in pre-K. Good God.
God, I wish I had my kids were that small. Now they're juniors and sophomores.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
I'm
insane.
old as fuck.
You're old as fuck. What's weird is you're not that much older than me, but I have a 3-month-old.
Yeah, I popped the first one out. Well, I didn't, but I look like I'm still gestating. But at 26, so
Okay.
that was
See,
when
it
I was
feels-
26 and 28. Was how
That's not that
old-
young.
Yeah.
That's not like irresponsibly young like my sister. Like at 23 or 24, 22. That's not irresponsibly young, but it's young. Amanda, how old were you when you had your first baby?
I don't know.
How old were your parents when they had Jen?
25.
25? Okay.
I broke the paradigm through my family because I was the oldest to get married and the oldest to have a
Wildly irresponsible, Amanda.
Yeah.
20 years old, are you kidding me? Wildly irresponsible. But we're all happy for your irresponsibility
kid. Yeah.
because we love Abby.
My mom was 20.
Yeah. Mistake.
I was.
When
I
you
was
were
100% a mistake.
Yeah, you were at their wedding.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the crowd.
Yep, I was there, hanging out.
April was planned. Addie was not.
Oh, yeah?
And then I got punished for that, even though, like, hey, maybe, just maybe, make sure you take your birth control a couple months before we're supposed to go to Ireland for St. Patrick's Day for 11 days. And then she found out she was pregnant and couldn't drink in Ireland.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But also, this is
But you
America.
drank.
Her brother, me, her sister, and his wife all drank, the point where I became part of a bachelorette party that I don't fully remember. I know I lost my
Perfect.
button up and my
Perfect.
hat,
Perfect.
and I dropped Garrett's wife at the time on some kegs trying to carry her out of the bar.
All of you girls are mistakes. We love you all, but you're all mistakes.
Did you know that Irish, well, they traditional Irish, they wear like these satin, like they get dressed up like I don't know if it's specific to it, but it's like all satin, anyways. And they fucking know how to party, but they have their bachelor and bachelorette parties a month before the wedding. I'm like, why? He's like, just in case one of us gets hurt.
It's fantastic. That's brilliant. That's honestly
Give you enough
it's
time
really
to heal
good.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's genius.
That's awesome.
Because the next day we tried to go have something, and we had 3 different people throw up in 3 different hedges as we were headed to Kilkenny.
On my bachelor party, we were at a strip club. I'm very uncomfortable at strip clubs because I respect women and I don't like looking at them in the eye when I'm aroused by them. And
just
then
stare at the boobs.
And I can't do that either because they can tell that I'm staring at them at the. So then I end up looking at the eyes, but feeling shame about I should be looking at the business part of this. Like this is an arrangement where I pay to look at those, but they're down there, and I feel uncomfortable. So anyway, so at my bachelor party, we're hanging out at I think it was the Penthouse Strip Club, and we lose a friend of ours, and finally Rick and I are like, fuck it, we're leaving, and so we go, we're waiting out front for a cab. And then fucking out of the hedges comes our friend who's just like, hey, what's up, guys? It's like nothing happened. Like,
It wasn't even me. I wasn't even there.
oh, this was Vince. It was Vince that was with me.
I
yeah.
wasn't even there.
Yeah,
because I respect women.
You respect. You didn't even go to the.
I didn't.
It's not some for your
You didn't have money.
so much I completely avoid them.
No, I was at a respectable establishment, the Hooters Casino, watching the bikini bull riding contest.
Oh yeah,
Like
that
a
sounds-
respectable
like a
American.
That sounds fucking.
Yeah, right.
Do you remember when I got sent to the Indian thing in Vegas? This was like,
I don't think I knew.
yeah, I went to an Indian training.
Indian
thing.
motorcycle.
Indian
Just so we
motorcycles.
know.
Yes.
Just like,
Yeah,
he
Indian
was, like,
motorcycles.
training to be an indigenous American.
Technically, I am.
Okay, but like white people. Like,
No, I'm a quarter.
a quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter.
Yeah, my grandma. No, an eighth. My great grandma was 100%.
Okay. Okay.
Scott, not that kind of eighth.
Yeah.
Aw.
So my mom was a
You had
quarter.
me at eighth.
I'm at least at least on that side. On the other side, we have Cherokee, so I got it from both sides. That's probably why I tan like crazy. Anyways.
Cherokee too. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
I'm 1/16th though. I'm not like a real Cherokee. I'm like white people Cherokee.
I remember my grandpa saying that we could have qualified for like the stuff, but you have to have your tribe number. But back in the day, it was such a disgrace to be married to a Native American that they destroyed all that stuff. So you never know. And she died from a tooth infection. So because they lived in a hut out in the middle of fucking Oklahoma, literally smaller than this, with 12 kids.
That sounds
and a
terrible.
toothache.
Yeah, septic.
Yeah, he killed himself. I don't know if you guys know this.
Toothache?
Toothache.
12 kids?
They had 12 kids. Only 6 survived because this was
That's 50%. You're doing pretty good.
like
a lot of
Dust Bowl.
toothaches.
Like, yeah. Anyways,
So you go down to Vegas.
I go to Vegas, and the first day I get there, they have us up at the Palms, which is cool. That's where the event is. And I'm walking through, and there's like just 10 out of 10s. And like I start playing some blackjack, and you know someone's ridiculous hot when the fucking dealer stops. Because they don't ever stop.
They don't stop.
Because there was a Maxim bikini contest going on.
That's fantastic.
That was
That seems appropriate.
it seems like a legit reason to stop.
By the way, Amanda, I noticed you asked us that after we said that we don't like to go to strip clubs.
Also, no, though.
No. Just no.
Just no.
Just no. No.
I've already thrown probably one of the most entertaining.
Yeah, right. It's gonna
bachelor
be
parties.
it's gonna be disappointing from here.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna phone
So I don't
it
have
in.
anything to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do something for you because your dad's your best man, right? So
He doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't watch this anyways.
Oh my god. Okay. So, but he's not gonna throw
No,
you.
he's not going to be
a
up here
thing.
until like the day before the wedding.
Yeah. So I
It's more
assumed
it
it
was
would be
more
on-
of a. You guys are really the best man, but it's more of a ceremony because it's my dad.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we're gonna have an orgy.
We've already had a conversation about it.
Yeah. It's an
But-
Oh,
orgy.
the orgy?
Yeah.
Yep.
I call top.
You just have to watch. That's the punishment. That's the bachelor punishment. You just have to watch Rich and I bang all these strippers.
Male strippers.
Male strippers.
Yeah. And that's your punishment. You got to watch it
Come
all.
on, ride the train. And
Okay, so football stuff, huh?
yes.
Amanda's right. Something did happen to Travis Kelce.
That's
he
true.
ruined
Yeah.
so many fantasy seasons.
Nah, it was like you came in 1 second and you didn't ever get to the finish line.
Oh,
Like,
so
you got
don't
it out of your
actually-
pants and you're like,
so you just prematurely ejaculated
Yeah.
all over,
and now you're disappointed.
like the bed sheet or something, and like, damn it, I missed. Okay, so what's going on with Kelce? He
Hyperextended his knee in practice.
And has a bone bruise.
Has a bone bruise.
It's
which
there's no
sucked.
structural damage.
gave your mom a bone bruise.
I've had a bone bruise as part of a motorcycle accident. I can tell you that it does not feel good.
Yeah,
But I guess on their podcast, what is there some history about Scott giving your mom a bone bruise?
no, there's just some history about me running a joke into the ground until it's dead.
Oh, like the night you wouldn't stop talking in chat and he rage quit.
Yes, just like that. There are some poorly timed jokes in my life. It just happens.
Okay.
So Kelce is,
He hyperextended his knee. He has swelling. Where
I didn't set up shit, Amanda. Shut your mouth.
Jason Kelce had the same injury, but he didn't have swelling in the knee, so he was able to play linebacker. Also, he's center and not
Right.
running routes.
You're not having to run.
yeah. So what's going on with Kelce? Is he going to be out just this week, or is he going to be
He
probably
may
a
still
couple?
play.
He
He
may
has
still
not
play,
officially
but-
out yet.
I would.
Oh, I thought I saw that he was out.
I would. He's going to be game time. I think they're going to sit him because why
Yeah.
would you risk that player?
Right.
For
Other than he may say, no, I'm fucking playing.
Yeah.
and be a decoy.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if you're Andy Reid, you're saying no, you're not playing. You're not going to start the season off trying to play through an injury.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's irresponsible. Like you gotta
More than likely, he's going to be sitting.
Yeah, I'm not. Good news is he's Thursday night, right? So
Yeah.
you have all the flexibility in your fantasy leagues
You literally have every other tight end.
Yep.
To
just pay
go
attention
after.
and pull him out. So I'd leave him in.
I
already made the swap.
have him in our main league. In our
Okay.
main league, I have him.
right.
He's in our. He's my one of my keepers.
Yeah.
So I have him. He is still in my lineup until he goes to out. I'm not touching it.
Right.
I pulled him from $10. I put another tight end in just in case, but I followed it pretty close. So if I have to, I'll swap it out real quick. But
I also don't want to have to drop anybody at this point.
I was fine dropping Mechie. I was like,
Yeah.
that Texans wide receiver
Yeah. So he's the one with cancer, right?
recovered from cancer. Yes.
Yeah.
And then Cooper Kupp has re-aggravated his
And went and saw a specialist.
hamstring issue.
Yes.
Hamstring. Yeah.
Which is, having listened to the fantasy footballers for years, you and I, all of us have, and of soft tissue injuries early in the season are fucking nightmares.
Well, that's like, I mean, the good thing is they're both young. Both Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs were held out of practice today for hamstring issues.
Probably tightness.
Again, it's one of those. They're both young. Cooper Kupp's not a young receiver anymore.
No, he's 27?
27 or 28 now.
Yeah.
And so he's already out though, right? Like they said that he's
he's out
out.
week 1. Yeah.
He's out week 1. Van Jefferson has been sort of keyed off as the new number 1. Puka Lapua, I think is his name, or Lapua, was getting a ton of preseason hype as a rookie, and I scooped him up in a league or two, just kind of to stash him, just in case he ends up
It may
taking
not be bad because Cooper Kupp may be out a couple of weeks. He may get put on IR.
And we don't expect this team to be very good.
Yeah,
so
and if he gets put on IR now, I believe now that the season has actually started, I believe he would be a week 8.
No, it's 4 weeks still.
Is it still 4 weeks?
Yeah,
Okay.
they got rid of short-term and long-term IR. It's just the 4 weeks.
Okay.
Now, and if they put him on IR tomorrow before the game starts, I think he can be back week 5.
Yeah.
So who gets a bigger bump up? Higbee or Cam Akers with Cooper Kupp out?
I would Higbee. I think
Higbee's going to get more of those short range
because
targets.
I think they already had a big plan for Akers.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to be playing a lot more ball control.
There may be a few more, like a couple more dump off passes because things aren't opening up.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say he's going to get a ton more work. I think he's going to. I think he was probably already getting a decent amount of work.
Oh, hey, what's up, dog? How you doing? I was going to switch some camera views around so that way we'd look cool, but I noticed that all of these have gotten reset on me again.
So you don't know
So
which one's
I've just
which.
got this one, and we're just going to stick with it.
Yeah,
Because as soon as I click a button, we're gone. So, fuck it. What else is new? What else we got out there?
I don't think there's much else right now injury-wise. Mark Andrews is looking like he's going to play. Another one of those things to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Because he's been questionable for a little while.
Yeah.
But he's been in practice. He was in practice today. So that's a good sign that it's a Wednesday practice and he's already back out there.
If you have someone you want to, don't feel bad about dropping, pick up Isaiah Likely if he's available. Sometimes he goes in drafts, but
he is the backup to Mark Andrews, if you didn't know that already.
Yeah.
And he is I used him a little bit last year.
He's good.
In a league that I had Mark Andrews in, and he obviously not to the same extent as
Right,
Mark
but he
Andrews,
plugged in okay.
but he did quite well.
Yeah.
They used him in a similar manner that they would have used Mark Andrews,
Yep.
and so it worked out just fine.
Right. I don't. George Kittle is back, right? He's back in.
Yeah, he was back at practice.
Yep.
Bosa got paid.
Bosa got paid, and that's good. Let me see here. Oh yeah, so the Bosa thing. So I wanted to ask you about this because it's a big contract.
It is a big
It's
contract.
a big contract.
It peaks it eclipsed Aaron Donald's contract, which was $31 million per year and change, per year, and he is now.
But the guarantees were huge on it, like 120 or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So it's 30. It basically comes out to being $34 million a year.
Yeah, that's okay. That's some decent money. And I
if he plays like he did last year, in that realm,
He deserves
with
it.
a quarterback that's not making any money, I think you guys are going to do great.
Yeah.
The long-term concern here, though, is you've got so much money in that.
But we would have 3 more years on Purdy with his current contract.
3 more years?
Yeah, because
It's
4.
It's
Because
he's not first.
So he's not a first. So he doesn't get the
there's no 5th round.
So this year plus 2 more.
More than likely, if Purdy plays this year, plays well,
they're probably going to do a contract for him.
Probably.
I don't think you can extend him until the 3rd season.
I believe it has to be after the 3rd season. Right. So he would have 2 more years on his current contract, which is basically pennies.
That's $60 million minimum that they're saving.
Yeah, that's pennies in the world of quarterbacks.
Sam Darnold's making way more money than him right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's Sam Darnold making?
15 or 12 or 15.
12 million?
Something like that.
Something like
for
that.
Sammy?
Yeah.
Good on you, buddy.
But again, in the world of quarterbacks, it's not an absurd amount.
So Kittle is back. He's was he playing? Was he status still up in the air for Kittle? Waddle was.
He's been out with a strained oblique for a while, but he was
okay.
They're just limiting him in the practice. He'll be there, ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like ready to go.
And he's healthy and back full participant.
Devin Achane. Okay.
Achane.
Achane.
And him and Mostert are the 2 starting running backs with Jeff Wilson on IR. So
So it doesn't look like really any other major things here. And I did see that Tony, Kadarius Toney was going to be back in. That matters if Kelsey's out, right? I mean,
Kadarius Toney is a great
healthy
player when he's healthy,
and he's healthy right now, so he'll be on the field for at least part of the game.
He will probably be a top target, especially if Kelsey is out.
Right. It's kind of, with the receivers, because Mahomes is so good, he spreads the ball. You could have, five reception by 12 different people by the end of the game.
Right.
But is it going to be Kadarius Toney? Is it going to be MVS? Is it going to be Sky Moore? Or is it going to be, who's the other one that went there?
Is it going to be CEH that comes down with 3 to 5?
Yeah, CEH could catch some.
Justin Ross or Rashee Rice? I mean, who is it?
Yeah, Rice.
Jerick
Rice is the guy that I've been paying attention to off season 2 in terms of my dynasty league.
Somebody's gonna pop up. Somebody is more than likely going to pop up. Last year we said the same thing, that somebody at some point was going to pop up. Nobody really put their name in the hat aside from Kelsey. Kelsey was obviously the top target last year, and then it was shared among their plethora of receivers that they have.
Right.
That may be what happens again this year, but it was looking like Rice was going to be in there, but then Rice had that big drop.
Yeah.
And we all know how Andy Reid is.
Yep.
If you're not being careful with the ball, you're not
getting the ball.
Yeah. You're not gonna be in there.
Right.
So it's hard to say. More than likely, I would say that Rashee Rice is probably that guy that is gonna be on the come up at some point this year.
Yeah, I think so too. And for dynasty purposes, I like him in the next couple of years. But right now, I'm not playing him. I'm not even rostering him in any redraft.
I would be
got it.
Careful playing any wide receiver.
Yes.
Yeah.
For KC right now.
Yeah.
Just because we really don't know who it's going to be.
Even running back.
Running back is also
it's a hard matchup this week with the Lions defense. They're great against the run.
If I've got Pacheco, I'm probably
If I have Pacheco, I'm playing.
You're probably playing him, but you're Jerick McKinnon and CEH are, I think McKinnon's the more viable between the two, but he's going to be one where he's going to get like 1 or 2 touchdowns, and then people are going to be clamoring, and then it's like Jared
he's
McKinnon
going to
does.
pop off for a game, but CEH is going to have a higher floor throughout the season, I think. I think he's going to be more used, and I'm hoping that they use him in a better way.
They need to, or they'll trade him because he's.
Pacheco's the only one of those 3 that I'm even thinking about rostering.
You're
he
exactly
runs so
right.
angry, but he'll get hurt at some point this year. But
Yeah,
He might, but he played
not.
pretty well last year.
Yeah.
And
I have him. I've traded for him in Dynasty or something.
Yeah, Lonnie hit a big, what was it, a super on the Super Bowl game. She hit a big.
Yeah.
she got the first 2 touchdowns.
That's what it was. Yeah, so she put down $5 on something, made 100 and something.
No, she made like 400 and something.
$400. Okay,
Yeah.
so she made a bunch of money doing that, and then just like every other addict in the world, she's since just decided this is her life now. And this whole off season, we should have asked Amanda to join our league.
We should have.
Should have. That's a mistake. I'm sorry, Amanda. We should have. We did a spouses league this year, a husbands and wives league.
There's some wild cards in that one, and
There's some wild cards, and then there's some real heavy players there too.
And surprisingly, one of the biggest wild cards was Brandon.
Yes, Brandon. He went auto draft.
but
He
still his
did, but
first
the
few
problem
picks,
is he had a couple of quarterbacks in his queue.
Oh,
So that's why it pulled both those quarterbacks.
I was wondering that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Amanda managed to irritate you twice because taking players before.
Yeah, I've been trying to grab up every single share I could of Jahmyr Gibbs because I think he's going to get a ton of volume. I think he's a great player, I'm 2 or 3 picks away, but he is a full round basically later. So I've got him safe. Like I'm gonna scoop him early, and he's safely gonna fall to me. And the very next pick, his fiance takes him, and I was upset, dude.
She has a pretty good team.
Again, you can say that. There's no way he made it past me.
Yeah.
So there was at least 2 people that were taking him before he was coming back to you.
Still though, let me be mad. I can be mad.
You can be mad.
I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Your wife took my team's defense, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
she was like, Photo's gonna be mad.
I almost took them instead of
Honestly,
Jordan
I was
Love.
surprised you didn't because Ashley didn't have a defense, and I knew she was going to take
I
him
know,
there.
and I didn't look. That was a fault of mine. I didn't look and see. I'm like, I could have still got Jordan Love the next pick. And
J Love.
But
In all
Jay
fairness,
Love?
though, you ended up with the Broncos because for whatever reason they fell.
yeah, and the Dolphins have a hard 4-week schedule. So, it's Chargers, New England, not so hard, Buffalo, and who the fuck else is it? It's another juggernaut.
Yeah.
I would say like the Jets, I think, or something like that.
Maybe Jets. I don't know. All of it's like once we get
High output teams.
if we come out 3-1, I'll be ecstatic.
Yeah. Okay, so this season we're going to be getting into games a little bit more differently. You know, every year we do our picks. We do our of the weeks. We kind of go through the games, pick them by the spread. This year we're actually going to get a little bit more into the gambling side of things.
Yep.
So effectively what we've got going on this week is we're going to bet on some of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we betting on all the games? Are we doing like $1 a game? Or what are we doing? Are we just going to pick a couple of games ourselves?
We are setting it up where we are each picking a three leg parlay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And is that all we're doing? Because I thought we were doing also in the week we're going to pick a couple.
Yeah, I think our main thing is going to be our 3-leg parlay.
Okay.
And then we will also have our own outside of that,
side
whatever
bets
personal bets you want to do outside of that. But we're gonna put out our own 3-leg parlay each week,
and we're starting with $1,000, and we're gonna use that fund, that bank, to bet all throughout the season.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then whoever has the most gets their choice of pick in the draft, because that's how we do it, right? They have their choice of pick.
Yep.
Not and then second place and third place.
Yep.
It could be that because I have a tendency to I go on tilt when I'm betting, not playing cards, but when I'm betting and sports betting, I go till all the time, and I'm like, fuck, I just lost big this week, and so I'm like, I'm gonna put all my money in on this for sure parlay, or 2 safe game parlay.
But we're doing it where you have a max of $100 that you can spend in a week, but you can only spend up to $500 in the first half of the season.
Yes. Okay. So okay. Got you. I got you. So we've got 500 per half.
So we have $1,000 that we're
So we
looking
get sort of a buy-in again in the middle of the season. So we get an extra $500.
Correct.
Week 8, 9.
9.
Week 9, we get an extra $500 that we put into the pot at that point.
Yep.
So if we're at 0, we get $500. If I'm at $2,500, I get $3,000. I'm at $3,000 now.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yep.
I think this is gonna be kind of fun. And we'll find a way to maybe share our results as we go along the way. But for now, we're just gonna have to run them all down.
And what's nice is like if we put them here like we bet them today, you're gonna see what the payout would be, and then we can write that down. If we hit it, great.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just actually
Like
fill out, because we're using DraftKings,
Yep.
and we record the podcast on Wednesday nights. So that's
we're going off of Wednesday nights lines,
Yeah.
which normally don't move a whole lot at that point.
Right.
There may be something if an injury pops up or something like that things shift. But most of the time, whatever's on Wednesday, there may be a little bit of movement, but most of the time it's going to be fairly accurate.
pretty locked in. And if somebody gets injured, well, that's the problem because our bets are locked as of Wednesday nights now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so. So we're gonna go through the same way that we used to. So our format is we go through the games starting Thursday night, time slot wise. We just move through. We're gonna continue to do the same thing. Give you guys fantasy advice along the way. Give you our we love them, we hate them, that sort of thing. So this next week we start out with Detroit at Kansas City.
Yep.
We've talked a lot about this game already.
Yep.
This has got an over/under of 53 points. Which feels low to me, but we still don't know exactly what to expect out of the Lions this year. And so I think that's what we're seeing. I think that's why we're seeing that. But KC is the 4.5 point favorites.
4.5 point. They were 6 when Kelsey was in, but that's since changed after the injury. Historically, when Andy Reid and Mahomes have time to prep, so the first game of the season, they have not scored less than 35 points.
They also do the same thing on a bye week.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
God damn, dude.
They come back and it's 35 plus points.
They got some knowledge.
I
on
think
them.
since Mahomes has been there, I don't think they've lost on a bye week
Yeah.
either.
Really?
He's good at the football.
He's good at the football. What's up, Quinn? Oh, there you are.
So
One of these days, she's just gonna absolutely step on the power cord, and we're just gonna be, and the show's over.
And contrary to all that, I think Detroit wins this game.
I think they win the game.
I think they win the
They
game.
think okay.
I that's why in my parlay, one of mine was the over. I didn't want to.
You're not betting the game.
I didn't bet the line. I betted the offenses on the points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Detroit winning the game outright.
I do think Detroit's going to come out.
That's fun.
I don't know that Detroit is going to capitalize on that throughout the entire season.
Right. You think they're going to come out hot?
Correct.
You don't think that they're going to be necessarily a juggernaut?
I know that Mahomes is a fantastic football player.
Sure.
I am not arguing that in any way whatsoever.
Sounds like you are. Sounds like you're shitting all over Mahomes
And I think
his ketchup.
I think that, like Frodo said earlier, Mahomes will share the ball with basically everybody on the field.
Yeah.
I think with Kelsey not being on the field this week,
This is a last-minute curveball ranked in the system. Curveball is probably too light of a
and it's
metaphor.
not even just
knuckleball.
that. So you look at all these games that your favorite thing when you start seeing all of these things about players being undefeated. He's thrown 18 touchdowns with no interceptions in his 5 seasons, week 1.
Yeah.
Or 6 seasons, but his 5 actual games played.
Yeah.
He has thrown 18 touchdowns. He's thrown for like 2,500 yards. and he's thrown no interceptions.
Yeah.
I've seen so much stuff today, and it's one of those things. It's just like I hate seeing all those stats.
Yeah, you start stacking up all of those obscure, not at all relevant to each other, hardly relevant to each other's stats, like what we're talking about here, where they win every time they've got time to prepare, at least a week to prepare.
Yeah.
Like that has some grounding in reality, but not really.
Right.
Like
that's also weeks to prepare when you have players like Tyreek Hill and players like Travis Kelce,
right.
who
Right.
are in sync 100%
Right.
with Mahomes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That can do that off script stuff while
Yeah.
Mahomes is scrambling around and get to
Doing
the spot
crazy
that
things,
that he knows they need to be, and that they know he needs him to be.
Kelsey and Hill specifically were great at finding holes in the coverage, and that's
And I think not having Kelsey on the field, I think is going to disrupt that. I mean, how many times do you see Kelsey pick up a huge third down?
Or
right.
yeah,
Right, a critical play at some point throughout. You are a really good bettor, and I would really like to see how you do this season. I'm excited to see Leilani play fucking fantasy football. She is fired up, dude.
Wife, I'm just saying. You say you're the best bettor, but how many of the several bets that you have placed have you won? Outside of your one, that was an awesome win.
Great win.
How many of those have you won?
just that's bad.
Yeah.
Just nothing but guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Okay. Those
Those
were all free bets. Yeah, girl math. Girl math is the best. I
don't give
fully
God.
subscribe to
I had
girl
to put my
math.
phone down after reading. I'm like, I'm not girl mathing today.
I'm girl mathing all the time.
Scott girl maths more than my wife.
I'm girl math more than most girls, man. Like I identify as a girl mather. Yes.
I don't care if they were free. I'm asking the question, how many have you won aside from the one bet that you won? That's what I'm asking.
Doesn't matter, Lonnie. You won. Bank account. Bank account positive or negative right now? Huh? Tell me that. I think we're good. All right. So, Chiefs, Lions. Rick, you're taking the Lions straight up. So we don't have to worry about your pick on this one. What are you thinking here? You thinking, did Rick sell you on this idea of their collapse? Because he kind of sold me, not collapse, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He kind of sold me.
I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. I'm not saying that.
This is such a.
I'm saying
I could go either way, and
this is Detroit's first season opener in how long?
yeah.
Mr. Owl? What's that? Is that like your sex name?
Is that your safe word?
Is that your... You'll never
have
know,
no
Mr.
idea.
Owl?
I have no idea.
Did you go to speech to text on accident? And have
I
a
do
stroke?
know. I do know how many bets you have won. Aside from your one win.
So if I'm having to pick on the spread,
Yeah, you're picking on the spread. That's how we do this. Go down.
oh God, this is such a hard one. That's why I fucking took the over.
Right.
I'll get spicy and it'll be fun. I'll take Detroit.
Yeah, okay, I'm taking the Chiefs on this one.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, no, it's over. It's just fucking no, you didn't. Wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy. No, you did. You sold me. You kind of sold me on that idea. Like, I'm sorry, Graham. I can't pick up the phone right now. I'm
Yeah,
doing
absolutely. I'll put an offer in. Give me a second. I gotta talk to my wife.
This. Yeah.
Again, it just comes down to the fact that I think KC's obviously going to put up points. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I don't discount that in any way. I just think
Yeah.
it's going to come down to one of those critical plays
And
where
he's not going to have his
something-
blanket.
Something happens.
I still think KC wins, but I'm taking it's going to be closer.
You think it's going to be closer?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I honestly do think that Detroit's going to come out.
I think they
1-0.
can. I think they can. There's no question to me, especially on a Thursday night opening game. You're on the road. This is a team that loves the being up against it. Like,
Detroit won a game that they didn't need to at the end of the year last year.
Yeah. They don't fuck around, dude.
They've done nothing but got better since then. They didn't
Why
lose.
can't I think of the coach's name?
Peterson.
No.
No.
Doug Peterson?
No.
MCDC. Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dan Campbell is one of my favorite coaches,
Yeah.
and that part of that's the bless me, the Hard Knocks boost that you get from seeing some of these guys. But Dan Campbell, dude, like I'd fucking follow him into hell for sure.
I like Turtles more than just about everybody else. You son of a bitch.
Screw it, I don't give a fuck about Turtles.
You like Ninja
Turtles. I'm
Ninja
all about.
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles I'm all about, but real Turtles, fuck them. Like, you took my straws away. I couldn't give a fuck less about you guys. Like,
I was watching that. I think I've said it to you. One of my favorite comedians, Dan Cummins, talking about. He's like, and he's like, it's not that I don't love turtles, but I don't love turtles more than my teeth are sensitive, and if I tap it with this metal straw, it hurts my teeth. And then when you suck on a paper straw, it fucking collapses in 2 seconds. I don't love you enough. Die turtle. Give me a fucking plastic straw.
I think we need to up the game. I think that every time somebody hands me a paper straw, I need to fucking choke out a turtle. Like, I need to just fucking... I need to go full Mario and stomp one out. And
it tastes gross if they don't fucking last.
Paper straws are fucking terrible.
Let's go. Now, I have seen more of the fake
compostable. Yeah,
those
Starbucks
ones I'm
does
into.
it. Yeah, those are fine.
They did that at Burgerville the other day because they were doing paper straws in a milkshake, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that doesn't fucking work.
That's not a thing. It's not possible.
Yeah.
And they did eventually figure out that they have to do the compostable whatever.
The cumming straws.
The cum straws. Yeah.
That's where you shove it in the tip and it shoots out farther.
Oh god! Shove it in this
The
tip.
silencer?
Yeah. You screw on your silencer.
Hold on, babe.
Ew.
All right,
Ow.
getting back to football.
So we've got the first game underneath, and it's only been 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You're starting everyone that you probably drafted for the Lions. Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You're putting them in.
Ugh. It is not like chewing on foil. Have you chewed on foil before? Do you have any feelings, Leilani? Like, what the fuck? You don't chew on foil.
Oh, God, I could feel it in my mouth.
I know. I would rather
Or
bite
yarn.
a fucking curb than chew on some foil.
Ever chewed yarn? Same idea.
Really?
Yes, fucking shoot me in the head.
Really?
Oh, it's horrible.
I am on board with shooting you in the head, but...
Okay, back to football.
Football, 49ers. No, what's the next game?
The next game we have for Sunday morning is Carolina at Atlanta. Atlanta
I just realized
3.5 point favorites.
every other point where I waterboard him, I'm going to use pickle juice.
Ooh, fucked up, dude.
Ooh. I mean, I'm pretty sure Scott's going to start talking. You just bring in a jar of pickles and a
banana?
You just bring the pickles in, and I'm like, I give up.
and a thing of mustard. Scott's like, I will tell you literally anything.
Anything you want to know.
I will tell you things that I don't even
Start
know.
pulling out my nails so I don't have to.
As you pour black pepper in his mouth.
I don't like black pepper. It's not racist.
That's racist.
It's not racist. It's just a preference. Oh, God. Well, you know what? I stand by it. I don't like black pepper. It's not my style.
Reminds
It's
me
not
too much
my
of bananas.
style.
They're the same size. Just,
So anyway, where were we at?
Carolina at Atlanta. Atlanta is 3.5 point
A
favorites.
lot of black peckers there. Like all black peckers.
is that a South thing?
That is a South thing.
I think, first of all, Carolina's a fresh start. They have a rookie quarterback.
True.
You don't really know what's going to happen there. They've kind of revamped that entire team. Brian Burns is also holding out, or they're not even close to a contract, so who knows on defense.
I heard that one's kind of sketchy, that whole situation.
Yeah, so...
Kind of say the same thing about Atlanta, though.
Yeah, but I think I see more of Atlanta. Like, they made a good change, I think. They're going to have Bijan. I think Desmond Ridder takes a step up. Drake London and... who's the...
Kyle Pitts.
No, there's another receiver there.
Because I don't think Kyle Pitts is going to do anything.
No.
Oh, yeah. fast
Yes.
name is...
Blanked.
What the fuck is going on?
I know it's not Calvin Ridley because he's off in Jacksonville, but
Crazy motherfucker from Jacksonville.
I'm taking Atlanta because I think Carolina will play better than we're kind of expecting, but not that same level.
Right.
Drake London.
Yes, I said Drake London.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's who I was thinking of.
The second wide receiver, I can't remember his name.
Oh, well, Frank? Is it Frank? Is his name Frank?
No. Is there a depth chart thing on this?
I'm not looking at the right page. Oh, here we go. I don't know. Just scrambling around looking for nothing. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
I think Atlanta's going to win the game, mostly in the sense that Carolina doesn't really have any of the receivers. They're all injured.
Yeah, Terrence Marshall, Jonathan Mingo, all of them
they're all
Thielen.
either rookies or
Adam
injured.
Thielen?
Yeah, Adam Thielen's there, but he got a little beat up in the preseason games. He came back in.
Isn't he like 100 years old though too?
In wide receiver years, yes.
Yeah. And then you have Chuba Hubbard,
But like
and
not only wide receiver, but like
Miles
white
Sanders.
guy, wide receiver years. He's
Right.
ancient. I mean, he's
Right.
not Julian Edelman,
Right.
but he also doesn't have Tom Brady throwing to him.
True. Is anybody taking Carolina in this game?
I'm not taking Carolina in this game.
Okay.
Right, because Christian McCaffrey's not there anymore, right? I mean, I don't think he's there, right?
no, Miles
So-
Sanders is the starter there.
Oh, that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then they have.
It's like
they
if you
got rid of
ordered
DJ Moore
CMC
as
off
well.
of Wish.
So.
What was that?
And then they got rid of DJ Moore as well.
Yes. For first round, 2 first rounds, 2 first rounds to Bears.
Was that
right?
2 first rounds?
No, they didn't get first round for him. It was like second round, I think.
Was
for
it?
DJ Moore,
All right.
yeah.
Next up, we have Houston traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore, 10-point favorites.
That's what it was. Is they created the #1 overall pick, and it was part of that package.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
What was that?
Anyway.
Sorry.
Baltimore.
Houston at Baltimore. Baltimore, 10-point favorites.
Yeah. Fuck. I hate these double-digit.
After
Spreads.
when I watched the Dolphins preseason game, which was just really just 2 drives against Houston, and literally the Dolphins could do anything and everything they wanted offensively. Give me Baltimore.
I did not watch any of Houston's preseason games, so I can't say that.
They were giving Tyreek Hill a 20-yard buffer.
That's not a good idea.
No. Like, the Dolphins had 2 95-yard drives, and it was...
So you're saying that like there's a possibility that like Lamar Jackson, if he was the only one on the field, he could still probably beat.
You could
this
just
spread?
use a center and him with 11
What if the
defensive
center
players.
was Zeke?
Still probably functioning better.
Yeah, right, because you have a more mobile quarterback.
I don't even know. I can't even fucking
That's
fathom
such a
that.
great play, though.
And that's his
It's so
last.
fun to watch.
Wasn't it his
Like,
last?
It's hilarious.
No, it wasn't his last play, is
No,
it?
that was his last snap as a
That was,
Dallas
huh?
Cowboy.
Yeah.
the Dallas Cowboy.
That's unfortunate.
Get his
Yeah,
ass
we're all
against my
taking
team.
Ravens.
Made me really happy
Yeah,
inside.
We're all taking Ravens, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start your Ravens. I think Zay Flowers is going to be fantastic.
By the way, Mechie, I think, is going to be a good player eventually.
Yes.
Like, he just needs... and this is a team that's going to be playing from behind a lot, and so
He was projected to be really good last year.
he was going to be great. And
Until
then
he
he
got the cancer.
Got a little bit of cancer. Got a splash of that cancer, and that'll do it for you.
Yeah.
You know, then he's off doing Beckers, and
Yeah, got the splash of that Kimia. And
yeah. So
Yeah.
I like him. I have him in a couple of leagues.
I'd be
not
starting Damian
starting him.
Pierce, but like that's
Yeah.
really the only player from the Texans. I'm like, okay, put him in.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati is 2.5 point favorite.
Yeah, give me Cincinnati because Burrow's back.
Yeah, I don't know why. This is one of the head scratchers for me. I don't understand why this is a 2.5.
The Browns give them a hard time every year.
They do, and nope. That feels more like a
Everybody's
fluke.
saying that Deshaun Watson's back.
I don't believe it.
I also
believe it
kind of
when I see
hope
it.
he isn't.
Yeah, right.
I really hope that Deshaun Watson goes out there and can't play football.
Yeah.
I hope
yeah,
he
I don't
plays
even want him to
okay for 2 games. I sell the 2 cards I have him. They're numbered, and then I fucking done.
Yeah, right.
I've never wanted to see the Cleveland Browns do well. I've never hidden that fact.
Right. And that has not changed with the addition of Deshaun Watson, is what you're telling me?
I feel bad for Nick Chubb because I like Nick Chubb.
I love Nick Chubb. Why is Kareem Hunt not on a team? Does he want too much money?
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
So we're all taking Cincinnati, though, right? I mean, they
somehow caught up.
They absolutely shit the bed last year in week 1.
You know who'd be a great fit for Kareem Hunt? Okay, if he could take if you wouldn't mind not taking a boatload of money, is
Cleveland.
Yes, but no, 49ers. He'd be a great backup to CMC, or not even backup, but a 1B. It would really be a 1C because CMC is that much of a 1A.
Yeah.
But putting both of them back there.
The problem is he wants to be a starter.
Yeah, sure, but he beat up too many women, and you don't get to be a starter anymore.
One.
Only if you come on women do you get to be a starter.
True.
Or show him your penis on a massage board.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Okay.
So we're all taking Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Yeah. Fire everyone up on them.
Jacksonville.
By the way, that's a huge game for me. Like, as far as betting goes, I'm taking 2.5 points and Cincinnati on that one. Like, I'm smashing that one.
Jacksonville at Indy. Jacksonville's 5-point favorites.
In my personal betting, I took the over on this because
the over's at 45.5 right now.
Well, I bet it was at 42.5 when I bet it, so it's moved up a little bit. But I'm taking Jacksonville on this. I think that it's going to be a more competitive game than we think.
I like the spread right now at -5. I have to question it either way.
Yeah,
and I like Jacksonville the way that they're going. I don't know that they're there yet. I like Indianapolis if they can bounce back from last year, but we don't have Jonathan Taylor, and Deion Jackson's going to be the primary running back.
Yeah. Deion Jackson and Evan Hull will be sharing the backfield.
Let's be honest.
Deion Jackson is the starter.
Yeah,
the leading rusher is going to be Anthony Richardson.
Yes,
probably. So I'm interested.
Honestly, the leading rusher could be Richardson, even if Jonathan Taylor is there.
Right.
The guy's
hard to say.
Freaking nature.
Yeah,
but it's I was excited to see Jonathan Taylor running next to Richardson. I was really excited to see the defense have to line up, match for Richardson, and then Taylor.
Indy could turn into a team similar to what Baltimore is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that with that.
Especially if their offensive line bounces back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they had a down year last year, especially from the year before. They didn't retain everybody, but they have the pieces still to be one of the higher end offensive lines.
And I think Anthony Richardson's going to be fantasy relevant, and I could be a really good fantasy quarterback for the rushing ability. He's going to snipe if they get down goal. He's going to get a lot of that stuff. He's going to throw a couple interceptions easily a game, but he's going to make
it's
them
just
up
like when Cam Newton, though. I mean,
Right.
you never expected Cam Newton to go out there and light up the scoreboard.
Well,
but
Lamar does the same thing.
Yeah, they rush enough where it balances out, and they actually generally have better scores.
Yeah,
right.
Because they run the ball.
Because of the way
two rushing touchdowns and
So I'm gonna take.
Frodo's taking
Jags.
Jacksonville. I'm taking Indy.
I'm taking Indy.
Okay.
I was trying to get out there ahead of that, but okay.
I'd already written it down.
Yeah.
I wanted to
You didn't say it aloud.
I watched,
which is why I just put it out there before you said it, because I'd already written it down, and I didn't want you coming at me saying I was just following you.
Sounds like you were just following me.
No, I wrote it down first, and that's why I jumped in front of you.
So this is another
Not
team
on tape.
I did watch
Yes,
some preseason because they played the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Their starting offense looked really good.
Who are we talking about?
Jaguars.
Jags?
They did look.
I think
really good.
I think Jacksonville
team.
are going to be a good team. I won't be surprised if Jacksonville wins this game. I also won't be surprised if Indy keeps this somewhat close.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is I like the points on this.
It's divisional too. So
Yep. All right, let's start cooking.
Next up, we got Tampa Bay at Minnesota.
Tampa Bay
Minnesota.
sucks.
Minnesota 6-point favorites.
Give me Minnesota.
6-point favorites.
I think who was it? Brian Flores is going to do a lot of good stuff with the defense because that's what he's good at. And you have Baker Mayfield.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut over here.
He's just
gonna keep my mouth shut over
keep
here.
with your Black Packers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's hard to come back from that. You know what I mean? Like, oh wait, that's the whole saying, right?
Yeah. But yeah, the offense for the Vikings is too good for Tampa Bay to keep up with. Without Tom Brady.
Agree.
Even with Tom Brady last year, they sucked.
You've got Justin Jefferson. You've got Jordan Addison, who I think is going to be a great addition to that offense, more so than Adam Thielen has been. The thing,
If TJ
the caveat is, there isn't that threat in my opinion. Still, I have never been a big fan of Alexander Madison, and I don't think he has the same threat that Dalvin Cook did.
There is a lot of conversations about Alexander Madison being such a good backup to Dalvin Cook, and every time he's had to come in, he's been serviceable. That's not a good back. That's not a great back. That's not a guy that you let Dalvin Cook walk for.
Right.
Now, let's set aside the whole. That's setting aside the whole running backs deserve to get paid thing.
Yeah.
Because the evidence suggests that they don't need to get paid, that they shouldn't get paid. That doesn't mean that they don't work harder than anybody else, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into that. Madison is not Cook.
Right.
And that's why they have him there, because he's cheap. And he's cheap because he's not
There was a
Cook.
reason why they still played Cook even when he was like in a full-on like shoulder brace.
Yeah.
Keeping it in the socket.
Rather than playing Madison. If Madison was that good, they would have said, no, dude, you're good.
Take a break. We got it.
Yeah.
Like Nick Chubb goes down for a game, they throw in Kareem Hunt, and you're like, all right, we're going to be okay. Plus, they've got the other guy that I like a lot in Cleveland.
He's gone though now.
He
isn't
went,
he?
though.
Kareem Hunt?
No.
the other guy that was there. When Nick Chubb had gone down for a little while, he had stepped in.
Now he's playing somewhere else. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Alexander Madison is not going to be there.
Yeah.
Are you taking Tampa Bay in any way? Okay. No. So we're all taking Minnesota still, even based.
I don't love 6 points, but I'm gonna take those 6 points of Vikings.
Next up, Tennessee travels to New Orleans. New Orleans is 3-point favorites.
This is a game that I think we all have a little bit differing opinions on.
It's up.
Did I miss it?
Yep.
Right there. There it is.
Yeah, I think we're all split on this one. I think the Saints are a lot better than what this is at home, so it's a normal home spread.
Yep.
-3 plus
neutral
3.
field. They're going to be an even team.
I'm Derek Carr's a much better quarterback than Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, or anyone they had.
Yes, I love Derek
Taysom
Carr.
Hill.
I love Derek Carr on this team. I think that this is going to be a great fit for him.
Olave, Michael Thomas should be back.
Yep. Even if Michael Thomas, if they just limit his snaps so that way he doesn't snap
another
ankle or hamstring or whatever
it is. Yeah. So I'm taking the Saints on this. I know you differ on that. You can't rule out that.
Spoiler alert, man. God.
I don't know. Tennessee's a good team. They got Derrick Henry. They added DeAndre Hopkins. They got Treylon Burks. Tannehill is a serviceable, startable quarterback for an NFL team, not fantasy.
I think I think Treylon Burks takes a step this year, a really important step this year, and I think DeAndre Hopkins is sort of being overlooked in a lot of drafts this year in terms of the value that Hopkins has. He's going to command a lot of targets. And if you think the team is bad, then great. You're going to be throwing a lot.
Yeah.
If you don't think the team is bad, well then it's going to be Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins. I think that's going to be a great pairing there, and that's going to open up a lot for Treylon Burks, who, again, like I said, is going to take a step this year.
And he's going to learn off of Hopkins.
The Saints are good. The Saints are going to be better. I think the recency bias of Alvin Kamara's last season is sort of shitting on what the Saints are going to be this year. Alvin Kamara fell so hard in these drafts this year. Now he's out for 6 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. I mean, and he's being drafted as the, where are we at here?
He's like in the 4th round.
Alvin Kamara is the 27th overall,
Right above
running
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, right ahead of Jonathan Taylor and right behind David Montgomery, and that blows my mind. Like, even with a couple of weeks out, Alvin Kamara is going to be better than that. And I scooped him up in as many leagues as I possibly could. In the same way that I've been going after DeAndre Hopkins, that these guys are being drafted at their floor, and yet they're in good positions. Alvin Kamara had a terrible position last year. Like, he was going to be the only guy that could possibly do anything.
Yeah.
And it was him or Olave, rookie Olave, and because Michael Thomas was injured all season, and Alvin and it was the Red Rocket
Murray.
and Latavius Murray. And so it was a horrible situation. I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a bounce back year. He might be comeback player of the year in terms of performance last year versus performance this year. Yeah. And you're getting him super late. All of that being said, I like the Titans in this game. I'm taking them to win the game outright, let alone plus the points. So
we had all taken the Titans last year to start the season. And that was the game that they got absolutely dominated by the Cardinals.
Oh, that was that thing. Huh?
well, that was a fluke game by the Cardinals too.
It was.
I have a nephew in high school. That's fucked up. Apropos of nothing. How do you spell apropos?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I think New Orleans is going to win this game. I think fairly handedly.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good game, but I think New Orleans. There's been nothing but positive vibes from the whole team.
Yeah.
All training camp.
Yep. Titans have been silent.
You can't say that about.
You haven't heard positive or negative about the Titans this year.
It's just been crickets.
And it's just been crickets, and I honestly I love that. I think that's such a good focused down energy. Whatever. So this is going to be a fun game. This is the game where I think the three of us differ the most in terms of one person. I believe.
Did you say New Orleans? Or?
Yeah, it's it. Saints.
Who's up next?
San Francisco at Pittsburgh. San Francisco is 2-point favorites.
I'm taking San Francisco. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but that defense is just too good.
Both defenses.
I think that with Bosa back, I think that San Francisco, with the addition of Hargrave, I think that team has probably one of the best, if not the best, defensive line now.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as covering everything, like they're not bad on anything.
Right.
They're
across
good.
the line.
They're good at run control. They're good at
because their
rushing the
linebackers
passer.
are so good.
Yes.
And their line is top notch. Their linebackers are right behind them to back up everything, and their cornerbacks aren't bad either. Your guys' not your cornerbacks, but your entire secondary is not bad.
The
either.
line and the linebackers make the cornerbacks and safeties jobs a hell of a lot
so much easier.
Yeah, they don't have to cover for very long.
Yes. I hope that San Francisco comes out and just fucking looks amazing. I really hope that they do. I have my trepidations with the offense.
Yeah.
I think the offense can be really good. It was really good for the last 7 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could continue to do that. The good thing about Purdy is he moves around enough in the pocket to keep things alive and allow things to happen where somebody gets open.
Yeah.
And he is super efficient in the type of passes that everybody...
The high percentage passes. Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Along with the occasional bomb
Yep.
that he hits Ayuk with or Kittle with.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Ayuk a lot this year. I think
I
that
really
Ayuk-
do. I really
think,
do as well.
especially for the value that you're getting.
I think he's gonna outperform
I think
Debo.
Debo is one of my least favorite picks in the draft in terms of the spot that you're picking him at is it has to be at his ceiling. I don't not what he's played in the past.
Correct.
That number, the number one scorer a couple years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was a great season. That was a fluke season of a lot of different things that had to go the right way, and I'm not shitting on him as a player.
That's my championship season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was... The only reason he was 2 is because fucking Cooper Kupp put up historic numbers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
So...
That's right. They were going toe to toe there for
They
a
were.
little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Is that a race war?
anytime you watch
they're
Debo...
racing?
Yes.
And they're black and
Yes.
white.
Yes. Anytime you watch Debo get the ball, shit can fucking happen. It's same thing with like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, different style.
Different
same
style.
Thing. Same
Same thing.
unpredictability. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's gonna make everybody miss and then fucking turn on the turbo
Yeah.
boosters.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is the squirrel in the middle of the road.
Debo is gonna fucking run everybody over that he possibly can.
Yeah,
Yes.
Debo is the deer in the middle of the road
Correct.
that
Through your
will
grill.
absolutely just go right through your bumper
Yes.
and probably
get up and keep going.
and then just go. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, so maybe elk is a better idea.
Yeah.
It's I really hope the defense is gonna be good. Our defense has been good,
be good.
for like the last 3 years now.
Yep.
I just hope the offense can keep up with it. I really do.
Yeah.
But I also think the Steelers are going to be good this year.
Yeah.
I think this game in particular for me hinges more on the offenses because both defenses are really good. So I have to look at the offense and figure out which one's better. And for me, it's head and shoulders going to be the 49ers over the Steelers, which have a lot of good options, but not a lot of elite options. And I like the 49ers here, and I like them to beat the shit out of the 2-point spread there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2-point spread makes it easy.
That makes it so easy. This is one of my easiest picks. This is the second pick on my parlay.
Yeah, because it's straight up. The only reason I didn't even pick it is because I didn't want to pick my own team.
I understand. I actually stayed away from the Seahawks too. So what's next? What do we got?
We've got Arizona at Washington.
Oh my God!
Washington is 7-point favorites.
This is my other part of my parlay. Give me Washington. I
got
am.
him at 6 points though.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
This one's hard for me because 7 points is a lot of points, and the Cardinals
Are horrible.
are horrible, but they might have some unpredictability this year.
Not with Gannon there.
But you're still going with Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're even at 7 points.
at
We're
7
all
points,
taking
we're
Washington.
taking- yep.
At home, Washington, there's a lot better vibes. They're getting an upgrade to their stadium coming.
Yeah.
Dan Snyder's
Plus,
gone.
we're-
Sam Howell's playing way better.
Ron Rivera's a good coach
Yeah.
compared to
Gannon.
Gannon, who had the most awkward fucking speech.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
It was like Elon Musk out there trying to give like a lecture to 3-year-olds.
Yep.
Yeah, we're taking Washington.
Next up, we got Green Bay traveling to Chicago.
That's a hard one to pick. Here.
Chicago is -1 point favorite at home, which is saying something because Aaron Rodgers is no longer there, the owner of Chicago.
The owner
Yeah.
of Chicago, yep.
So can Jordan Love and the leftover remaining Packers do anything productive enough to beat Chicago? Because if Chicago comes out and wins, Green Bay fans are going to revolt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
This is basically
you
a pick 'em.
you can't lose to Chicago as Green Bay.
Yeah.
The very first game without Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to take Green Bay here.
Taking Green Bay too.
Because I think
I'm
watched,
taking Green Bay as well.
I watched
think-
Jordan Love, and he looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this to me isn't that hard. It's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
With the Bears, there's a lot of preseason love on them. There's a lot of, but it's more fantasy love than it is football love.
They were the worst team last year.
Yeah, right. And like DJ Moore is one of those really good players apparently, but we haven't seen him put it all together, and now we're supposed to expect that Justin Fields is going to elevate him to the no, I don't see it. I don't see the Bears the Bears are going to be fighting for the number 1 seed or the number 1 pick this year. They're a bad team. They're going to be popular fantasy-wise.
I think they're going to be...
Are we boring you?
No.
Are we boring you?
I think they're going to be okay, and I think they're going to win more games than I anticipate. I, however, do not...
Be on yourself a little bit?
What
was that?
Grabbing my dick.
Oh.
I, however,
How dirty
do
is your
not...
dick that you got to wash your hands with alcohol every time?
It's a Frodo dick.
Oh, it's a Frodo dick. Got it. Okay.
I don't see them coming out. I don't see Green Bay losing.
Yeah, I don't see Green Bay losing there. I think Jordan Love is... I'm excited to see Jordan Love in action. We're all taking Green Bay there. Not super exciting, but it is. We are all taking the underdog, which is not common.
Next up, we have the Raiders traveling to Denver.
Yeah. We get to
Denver
finally
is
see
3.5-point favorites.
We get to see Denver and Sean Payton and see if that actually makes a difference over there.
I think Peyton does.
I think Payton does. Yeah.
My only concern is it seems like there's some issues between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson.
Yes.
There's probably going to be.
And issues with the quarterback have shown with this quarterback have shown to drop production.
Yes.
There's a lot of question marks. This is going to be a fascinating team to watch this year.
They should have been Hard Knocks.
They, in all fairness, they were a fascinating team to watch last year as well.
Because
it was
watching a train
awful.
wreck.
It's like watching a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Yeah, watching 2 dumpsters get into a train wreck
While on fire.
So this season to see what Russell Wilson can do, to see what Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton can do. Mims is over there, and he's been sort of sitting in the wing. Like, I think he's going to be pretty good.
Well, Judy's probably going to miss some time with his hamstring.
Dolchak, is he out?
Dulcich?
Yeah,
I saw him on the report that you're cycling through.
Yeah, let me go see here. Gregory.
Dulcich.
Gregory.
It's next tier down.
Gregory Dulcich. You are currently mispractice Wednesday.
Excused, yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was injured.
No, he was just excused.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
okay, I
he'll
saw
be
that he
fine.
missed. Saw that he missed practice, but yeah. I'm excited to see these guys. I'm excited. I hope that Russell Wilson. I've decided that I've forgiven Russell Wilson, and not fully forgiven him, but I'm no longer rooting against him. Not actively rooting against him, which is a nice sort of like I'm
Cathartic.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really nice sort of peaceful moment for me. I wouldn't mind seeing the Broncos in the Super Bowl. That would be really fun for the Seahawks to beat the shit out of the Broncos again this year in the Super Bowl. Seems like a long shot for both of us.
Hot take.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I saw a couple of things that say that Seattle's going to win the division.
Seattle has a sneaky chance to make a deep run in the playoffs.
You got 2 easy teams and 2 competitive teams.
The NFC is
There's 4 teams.
I think the NFC has the best shot at making at winning the Super Bowl this year, because the AFC is so stacked that everybody that's playing each other is like, it's going to be a source of attrition there. Versus the NFC, you've got 2 or 3 really, really good teams, and then you've got a couple that are competitors, and then you've got garbage.
Yeah, you get Niners, Eagles, maybe Cowboys.
I was gonna say Cowboys
Gross.
are probably in that second tier.
Lions is
They
in
can
the
make
next
the
tier.
playoffs.
Yeah.
they'll
They're not
probably
gonna win a
make the
game.
playoffs.
The fucking Lions are gonna be right there, I think.
Again, I think that's the second tier.
Yeah, and Packers are gonna be like the bottom of that second tier.
I think the Saints have the
yeah.
easiest path to the playoffs. They're
'Cause
going to
their
do
division
great
is
this year
not
because they're
great.
a good team in a bad division, but they're not a great team in a bad division.
It's not like the AFC's where it's a fucking blender. Everyone's gonna be beating each other up.
Exactly. All right. So speaking of the AFC, we're talking about the Raiders and the Broncos. Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. I'm going to go ahead and take the Broncos.
I'm taking Broncos because I Jimmy Garoppolo's not the answer. You went down in quarterback. You got Josh Jacobs, but I don't believe in Mike McDaniels or Josh McDaniels. Sorry,
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels. And
I'm gonna go
I
ahead
just
and-
like seeing the
I'm gonna go
Raiders
ahead and
lose.
Trim that clip and send it directly to Mike McDaniels.
It's
You
Mike
don't-
McDaniel.
Yeah, well, he's going to be insulted that you don't even know his last name.
Well, he if he comes and punches me in the face, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, right.
I'm taking the Raiders on this one.
Yeah, you are.
So-
You're so gay for the Raiders, man. You love them.
Fuck
You
off.
love the Raiders.
Fucking
So
punch.
okay, so what's your take here?
He wants them to punch his black hole.
No, I think
Is it more that the Broncos are bad or that the Raiders are better?
both.
Okay.
I think with
Touching
Josh
the
Jacobs,
tips, if you will.
I think with Josh Jacobs,
Yeah.
I think the Raiders can do enough to beat. I think there's a lot of shit brewing with Denver.
Ooh, shit. Bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Along with the fact that you have Jerry Jeudy likely out.
Yeah.
You've got Cortland Sutton, who hasn't really done enough with Russell Wilson being there.
Yeah.
I just
fair,
don't
no
know
one
that
did a lot with Russell Wilson, except
I just
for
don't know
Jeudy
that
last
offense is good enough to compete, and I think that I am glad Jimmy Garoppolo is no longer a 49er, but I think he is generally good enough to win a lot of games.
Yes.
He doesn't.
We say this every year that he was with the 49ers, that he's good enough not to lose you games, but he's not going to win you any games.
Right.
Right.
And again, it goes back to, like you were saying about DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is that type of player
Yes.
that helps you win games.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you're not making quarterback mistakes and you don't have quarterback animosity the way that they did with Derek Carr last year, because apparently they just hated Derek Carr in that
the
team.
Raiders have always hated Derek Carr, and I don't know why.
Right. But they don't hate Jimmy Garoppolo for whatever reason.
Because they actually think that he's Sid from Toy Story. I think that's what it is. I think
Could be.
somebody,
Could be.
Mark Davis, I think he actually saw that meme and went, oh my God, I've hired the villain.
Yes.
Josh McDaniels has been simping with him ever since
Yes.
the Patriots. So.
Exactly. So I think that they're going to go out there and probably look better than they actually are this week.
The Raiders.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Even against a solid defense.
Yeah, and I expect that the Broncos are going to need some time to kind of figure out what's going on. There is some question marks behind the quarterback and the relationship there. I am excited to see Javonte Williams with a competent head coach. So we're taking Broncos, you're taking Raiders.
Yep. Next up, we've got Miami traveling to the Chargers.
To Miami.
So it'll still be a home game for Miami.
Yep.
Chargers, though, are 3-point favorites.
You know where I'm taking? I'm taking Miami, but
Shock.
I know. If they can protect Tua, this is
And
either
clearly, Tua can now protect himself.
Can he wear that foam pad?
But
During
he
the
rolls
game.
now. He doesn't just flop backwards. He rolls.
Everyone made fun of it all season, and I did see, and he gained a lot of fucking muscle. Like
Did
he's beefed
Ooh,
up.
That makes me concerned. I don't like it when athletes gain or lose a lot of weight.
It's all right. He's Samoan.
He's Samoan. He just most of it looked like his neck,
matter?
shoulder area. But
That's
anyways,
racist.
Have you seen Samoans?
they're
I've
huge.
seen-
They're gigantic people. They
Rock.
don't look like they
Yeah.
are. I mean, most Samoans don't look like they're ripped,
They're just big.
They're all big.
But they're
Have you seen-
ridiculously
and that's like,
strong.
Tua's not cut.
You've seen Dwayne Johnson. You've seen The Rock at 30 years old, and you've seen The Rock at 40 years old, right?
Yeah.
That's not Samoan genetics. That's human growth hormones.
Right.
That's not.
No, if you look at you
He's
just
not
see,
actually Maui.
you see he's just bigger.
He's bigger.
In a good way.
All right, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Because he looked like he was playing
Jumping back to the last game, I heard that Russell Wilson actually lost some weight because he gained a bunch of weight.
He needed to.
Well, he gained weight to protect because he started getting injured in his lower limbs, and so he gained some weight, some muscle to sort of protect that.
Yeah.
And then he gained some extra, but then he lost his mobility, and then he started playing like shit. And so I heard that he lost some weight, and that he's been scrambling a lot more. And I think part of that.
Oh, you mean when Russell Wilson was actually good?
Yes, exactly. So, it'll be interesting to see how he plays this year.
everyone. The Dolphins'
Miami
offense is
is
electric.
legit.
It's legit. Tyreek Hill's a cheat code. Question is offensive line. I think
speed.
I think our defense is. They didn't show a lot in preseason, and I think that's by design with Vic Fangio having a lot of weird, super elaborate drops and like coverage schemes. But Kellen Moore is a fantastic.
Love Kellen Moore.
So I think this is going to be.
He should be a head coach.
This
right
is probably going to hit the over. It either it's like 35, 31, something like that, or I don't see it like the same loss like we did last year.
The over/under is 51, by the way. I like the Chargers a lot this season, and I think Justin Herbert behind Kellen Moore is going to have a great season. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks going into the season. I don't love their wide receiver core. Obviously Austin Eckler's awesome. Hopefully he can stay on the field all season. I have a few shares of that. I think the Dolphins are going to come out of the gate a little bit stronger than the Chargers will. I think the Chargers.
Tua has a chip on his shoulder this year,
Well,
I think.
also, the thing is,
Oh, it's on the back of his skull.
Yeah,
the thing is,
soft spot.
similar to Purdy, when Tua has been healthy,
Yeah.
since Tyreek has been there, when he's healthy, they win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going into this game healthy. If he stays healthy in this game,
Yeah.
I think they win. They were a point like producing machine
Right.
when he's healthy and being able
Just
to move
clicking,
around
yeah.
and throw the ball.
It's year 2 in the offense, and you see
Second season in a
Tua.
row that. Well, anyway. Yeah.
Tua's a lot more comfortable. And Tyreek Hill even came and said he didn't really know the playbook and some of the calls even throughout last season, and he was having to wing some of it.
That's not a great endorsement by a quarterback. Isn't
No.
it his job to know?
No, that Tyreek Hill.
Oh, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. In some of the schemes, he's like, I got it, but I wasn't as like comfortable with it, so I kind of had to improvise some.
Yeah.
He's like, I've grasped it a lot more now.
Yeah.
And it's the second year in the system. Everyone's going to know it a lot better.
I wonder if that same mentality is maybe not a product of Tyreek Hill, but maybe Tyreek Hill going to a new system, or maybe if it's just a product of Tyreek Hill, that he's more of an improvisational player,
Well,
and that fits so well with Patrick Mahomes.
He's also come out and said things like he doesn't study tape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just
Don't
had
love
a
that.
thing where he said, I don't study tape. He's like, I go into Madden, I look at what their ratings are in Madden,
And I beat him.
and I kind of base my game plan off that.
It works.
Don't hate that.
Right?
I want to. I
But
want to be like, bullshit, but
when you're a cheat code and you're faster than everybody on the field, it works.
yeah. At
still-
some point,
I
though, he won't be the fastest.
True.
That's why he's retiring in 2 seasons,
Yeah.
3 seasons,
He
whatever
might.
it is.
So are we all taking Miami?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we've got Philadelphia traveling to New England. Philadelphia is 4-point favorites.
This is a head scratcher, man.
Unless we're all missing something, we're all taking Philadelphia here because
Yeah.
we all anticipate Philadelphia winning by much more than 4 points.
Like it's gonna be a full Deshaun Watson assault.
Yeah. Yeah. just gonna get blindsided.
Full
Like-
frontal assault.
They're going to Kareem Hunt the Patriots at home.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to be competitive every year because Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I think this is the year that doesn't happen.
I don't know.
I mean,
They're in the hardest division.
yeah,
If not,
maybe
I
second
think-
hardest, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
What would be your first hardest?
his whole tenure as the New England head coach has been in one of the weakest divisions.
Right.
Miami hadn't done anything for years. The
Bills
Bills
hadn't
hadn't done anything for years.
Right.
The Jets have been awful forever.
Right.
Except for like a couple years, and then they still got their ass kicked by the
And
Patriots.
now you have 3 teams that actually have legit shots at making the playoffs.
Right. Right.
All
And
three
all-
might make the playoffs.
And
All
and
three
then
of
you
them
have,
are Super Bowl contenders.
and then you
not
have
just
a
playoffs.
right. And then you have a team that is
Name an
middling at best.
Yeah. Outside of Ramondre Stevenson, name a skill player.
Full stop. Ramondre Stevenson is the only
He's
one
the only
that
player.
you're rostering.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that the Patriots are good. I'm saying that Bill Belichick is good enough to stay competitive.
I think that's why the line is the way it is.
Yeah.
It's the Belichick
I agree,
effect.
and I think that's
It will go away by
that's
midseason.
I think that's way offsetting the Belichick. That Eagles by 4 is putting way too much faith in Belichick. I'm talking about on the season as a whole.
I do think that the Patriots defense will be good to an extent. I think the Patriots defense will take a hit in the sense that they are going to be on the field
a lot.
a lot.
Right.
Because I don't think that the Patriots offense is going to be able to stay on the field.
Now they actually have a competent coordinator, Bill O'Brien, but I still, it's just they're not it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
We're all taking Philadelphia.
all taking Philly, and we're taking
Moving-
it by a mile.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, you've got the Rams traveling to Seattle. We're all taking Seattle to win this game.
Yeah.
5.5 points, right?
If Seattle
I mean-
loses this game, their playoff chances are done this season.
The only reason I hesitate on this is because of the point spread, and it's the Seahawks, and we never crush anybody. And to be fair, McVay in general has had Pete Carroll's number.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's not to say that the Seahawks aren't the better team, because they absolutely are roster to roster. But are they gonna? I'm taking the Seahawks here. Don't get me wrong, but that's what causes me
But-
pause. I didn't put money on this game, and
Yeah, I avoided that game.
If
for money wise.
if Seattle goes out and does not play well against the Rams that have nothing anymore,
Yeah,
are you at all hopeful for this season?
only because that's a total Seahawks move to do, is to fucking lose, because we used to lose to Fisher,
Tennessee.
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher. We used to lose to him when he was just an absolute
With his inevitable
dog
8-8 seasons.
Yes, and he was just a super shit show, and we would lose with our great teams. We
Yeah.
would lose to him.
True.
And so this is a total thing that Seahawks would do, is to fucking punt an early easy win game. So that's why I wouldn't panic. I don't know who we play week 2 off the top of my head. Doesn't matter. We're taking the Seahawks. I'm also I'm not actively drafting anybody from the Seahawks. If Walker falls to me at the right spot, I might. If Zach Charbonnet,
Zach.
Charbonnet falls to the right spot, I'll pick him up. I don't want a wide receiver, because I never want wide receivers from the Seahawks.
Honestly, I got Smith
Jackson.
and Jigma
Yeah.
in a couple of places, but the only person that I was actively going after is Lockett, specifically because of PPR stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I expect him to be outstanding, but in the 6th, 7th
He's
rounds that you were
always
getting him in,
consistently
he was consistently getting the type of numbers that the way I play fantasy football, I like those guys that get that consistent type of play.
Right.
So I took it. I would rather have him than a guy that's going to go that boom bust type thing,
Absolutely.
especially in that 6th, 7th round type place.
Boombastic, Mr. Boombastic. Yeah.
But I get it. DK, I wasn't going after at all because it was too
high,
expensive.
That's one of the
in
players I told
play.
you I never draft them.
Yeah.
I respect him as a player, and if he was on the Eagles, I'd fucking love DK. If he was on KC, I'd love DK. If he was on even the Chiefs, or not the Chiefs, the Browns, I might be interested in him this year with the potential of Deshaun Watson.
Saw a stat that he actually has better the 27 games or whatever that he's played than Calvin Johnson.
Yes,
Wow.
he's got great stats.
Yeah.
He is the prototypical boom bust player, though, and that's why I actively avoid those high draft pick wide receivers. If I'm going for a high draft pick wide receiver, it's because I want somebody who's going to be constantly getting good points. Tyreek Hill. I want
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. I want
Devontae Adams.
Drafted CeeDee Lamb in a league,
know.
and it just felt dirty.
Oh my god! About shit my pants
but
when
I
saw
couldn't.
it.
I was the dirtiest out of all of us.
You were, because you drafted Amari Cooper.
Every time I look at my roster, I'm like, I want to drop him, but I can't.
You're just gonna end up dumping him halfway.
Like,
through the
You
season.
had to.
I had
he
to.
was the
It's-
best
that's what-
player by far.
Yeah, and
for a wide receiver at that
I'm
point.
Like, I told Amanda or wherever it was, like, I fucking hate this pick. God damn it! And then Rich texted me. He's like,
you. I was like, "How gross did that feel?"
I'm like, I hate myself right now.
right? Fuck. Yeah. So, nobody's
because you and I both have been burnt bad by
fuck that
Amari
dude.
Cooper.
Yeah.
I've never had Amari Cooper, so I've never been burnt by him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what people say. They're like, "Well, isn't he good?" Yes, he is very good.
Yeah.
On the games, you have no
From
idea.
time to time.
Yeah, he's DJ Moore, man. Like he's gonna be, he's gonna have some good games, and
He's going to have a game where he puts up 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
And then he's going to have a game where he puts up
one
37
reception for
yards.
13 yards.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
yeah, and you're not gonna be able to predict which game that
No,
is.
and you have to just leave him in your lineup.
Yep.
Because he's the type of player that you just leave in your lineup.
that's the reason he's called Amari Pooper.
Yeah.
So we got 2 games left. Sunday night game. Sunday night football. First Sunday night football of the year. Kind of gross.
Kind of gross.
Dallas traveling to the Giants.
Yeah.
Dallas is 3-point favorites.
Give me the Giants.
Why do I always feel like I'm ending up on the Cowboys? But
Because you ride the cowboy dick.
Cowboys. I like the Giants this year. I think I like them more in the middle of the season when they've hit their groove. I want to see what Saquon Barkley's doing. I want to see what Daniel Jones is doing. I want to see, Darren Waller. I love Darren Waller is one of my favorite picks of the season. He's
Yeah.
going to get so
I think
many
Darren
goddamn
Waller's.
targets.
Yeah, I think Darren Waller's going to be fantastic.
He's going to
this
be the
year.
number 2. Actually, maybe now if
Apparently
Kelsey's out
they-
another couple of weeks, he might be the number 1.
Apparently, they had to tell Daniel Jones to stop throwing it to him in practice because he was just throwing it to Darren Waller.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he? Darren Waller's awesome.
Now, it's Kittle. He's going to get injured at some point because that's what Kittle does. Because he
offensive
plays
lineman.
so hard.
He's another player that finally fell in this draft.
Kittle with Purdy was unbelievable.
Yeah, because he was because he had such a good
Chekhov.
rapport
Yeah.
Yes.
with Purdy. I'm actually a little bit worried about that this year because only that Purdy is going to be more comfortable with the offense, and so he's not going to be going, all right, where's the guy that, that him, right there.
But he still might.
Still might, absolutely.
Just like with Travis Kelce and Patty Mahomes, if you know you have that player that's
If you know your guy's
always
down
there,
there. Yep.
and something else breaks down, you go, oh, okay, there. You
And
take
there's
it.
not many players who are more aggressive at the 50-50 ball than George Kittle.
Yes. So, like, especially if Travis Kelce is down for a week or two or starts to show signs of not being able to compete at the same level that he has been able to,
Right.
it honestly wouldn't surprise me if Kittle became the number 1 at the end of the year.
Right.
Especially in the sense that you've got Mark Andrews already nursing injuries.
Right.
And Waller usually has some type of injury, but I think Waller's going to be.
Like,
Waller's going to have
Waller
so
and
much
Kittle
volume
could
this
be
year.
fighting for the number 1
I really
spot
think that
this
that's
year.
possible. I really think that's possible with the Giants and their complete lack of receiving core.
They got some decent rookies, Hyatt and Wan'Dale Robinson, and then
But they don't have a veteran. They don't have
Darius
an alpha.
Slayton's
They
still
don't
there.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
I see
don't
what you
have
mean.
an
They don't-
alpha, and
yeah.
and if they had a big
Odell,
body
like when
guy,
they-
then I'd feel much better about it. But
they had one. I don't know even what happened to Kenny Galladay anymore. Is he retired?
He just worked out for the Jets.
Jets, yeah, he's working out for the Jets. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Smooth moves from Kenny G.
Yeah, I'm taking Cowboys. Frodo's taking the Giants. You are taking.
I am also going with Dallas. I was very, very, very close saying Giants. I think it's going to be within 7 for sure.
Yes.
So if it would, honestly, I think if it was 3.5 points,
Yeah,
I think I would say Giants.
I think I would too. I swear to God, I think it's that close. But 3 makes me feel so much better because we can win by a touchdown and I guess you're right. It is push at that point.
Yeah.
Because But yeah, hell yeah.
Next one.
Monday Night Football.
Buffalo at the Jets.
And Buffalo is 2.5-point favorites.
And
This
isn't
is-
it kind of weird that the Jets
There's a vibe-
first game, that Aaron Rodgers' first game on the Jets is on 9/11 in New York?
No.
Nope,
fine.
not weird? Okay.
There's an off vibe of Buffalo this year.
It very much is.
Yeah,
Like,
it feels-
It feels like like
But-
their times as kind of like they've missed a window.
At the same time, there was so much hype for them last year.
Right.
So much hype. Like, everybody was like, Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
At this point, right before week 1, it was like, oh yeah, Bills, Super Bowl. They are the 100% chance of making
Go ahead
the Super
and
Bowl.
book your tickets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your hotel
it's
now.
Bills against somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, that didn't work out. You still have Von Miller out.
Yeah.
He's still nursing his injury.
There's something there with Stephon Diggs.
And again, you have Hard Knocks hype.
Yeah. And it's a divisional. It's high pressure. The Jets don't have any. I mean, they have a lot riding on it because they have Aaron Rodgers and stuff. But Buffalo is supposed to be the big one. But the
As long
Dolphins
as
punched them in the mouth all season.
As long as the Jets win, or not win, as long as the Jets keep it close. Nobody's going to say anything
Yeah,
about this.
because they
if
couldn't keep
lose.
it close last year. Yeah.
But like, everybody expects the Bills to win because
Right.
the Bills are the Bills and they've been good.
Yeah, and they ran over a lot of teams last year, but they had some issues with their division, mostly the Dolphins last
Right.
year. They lost the first
I think
one.
they lost a game to the Jets last year, though.
I think they lost the first one to the Jets, yeah. And the Dolphins won the first one. It was super close in that one with
With Skylar Thompson.
that too. They should have won that if they would have won that if the 2 was there. But the other one when it was in December in the snowstorm,
Yeah.
it came down to
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was
field
Miami
goal.
in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, Bills are going to smash them.
and
Right.
Dolphins
And
were
then the Dolphins were like,
fuck you.
we
Yeah.
can play in the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be an interesting game. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be
Front and center.
front and center. Like there's so much pressure on him to play well and elevate this offense. That defense looks pretty good. There's the Hard Knocks hype that we talk about.
Yeah.
And I will tell you the most surprising thing about Hard Knocks this season is the first episode was easily, oh, I'm supposed to like Aaron Rodgers. I get it, blah, blah, blah. He's so cool and he's so like, all the players love him and blah, blah, blah. And then by the second and third episode, now the fourth and the fifth episode, I'm like, fuck, I like Aaron Rodgers, dude. I'd fucking hang out with him.
It'd be
anytime.
impossible to keep that act up.
Exactly.
The other
this
thing
long.
is it's like the Jets weren't begging for Hard Knocks. They were adamant in saying, we don't want to do this.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't want the cameras here. We don't want the distractions. We don't want the hype or anything that comes with
Right,
it.
right.
We want separation from that. No. And then Hard Knocks and the NFL was like, no.
Yeah, the
you're gonna
NFL
fucking
said you're
do
going to
it.
do this.
Yeah.
Basically, what I think ended up happening is Aaron Rodgers wanted so badly to meet Liev Schreiber, the narrator.
That could be true.
And
Which I had no idea that was the fucking narrator.
right, because it doesn't sound like Liev Schreiber in any movie he's ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you guys have seen those clips, but it's really cool to watch Aaron Rodgers kind of nerd out about meeting
He totally did.
the voice of God,
Yeah.
according to him.
Yeah.
And it's a good. This season's been good. I like Robert Saleh. Like really, that's what I was kind of watching the show for. Is I wanted to see Saleh, and he's every bit as awesome as I thought he would be. I hate 49ers.
What, you weren't offended by his cursing?
No, I was not. Are people offended by his
Yes,
cursing?
people were rather offended that they thought that he used too many curse words.
Too many fuck bombs?
Fuck
Yes.
off.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
What a fucking fuck.
I think
Fuckity
it's
fuck,
one of
fuck,
those
fuck.
things. People get offended by the word fuck, but if you are natural with it, it works fine.
Absolutely.
If you
My
are
kid's a natural.
if you are unnatural with it, it's awkward.
It's very awkward and you shouldn't do it.
Right.
You know?
It's like you're fucking no.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of years perfecting that word because I can't speak any other word clearly.
Right.
So I
Bitch
might as well
doesn't
just,
work for you.
Yeah.
Shit.
And you're not
bitch is
allowed to
probably
say
not
cunt.
right there.
Yeah, it's what was that?
You're not allowed to say cunt.
Right, because this isn't the UK or Australia.
If you say it in an
Even though
Irish
you can-
accent, it's
even though you
fucking
can-
cool.
yeah.
Even though you can say that one clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm allowed. I mean, I can physically say that word, but no, I'm not allowed to say that word. I can
No.
also say another word, but I'm not allowed to say that one. We don't need to get into that.
Yeah,
one.
don't get in there.
Does it rhyme with ginger?
It's an anagram. Ginger.
It's a Disney ginger.
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah. So I like Aaron Rodgers. I'll say it. I like Aaron Rodgers. He's very likable in the way that we would like him.
Yeah.
That not everybody will. He talks shit like
He's a sarcastic
magician.
asshole.
He's a
Yeah.
sarcastic asshole motherfucker. Like he's
I don't know-
not a good person,
No.
Bullshit.
but he's like the right kind of not
Yeah.
a good, nice person. And
I'm going to take the Jets because even if the Bills win, I think it's going to be more like a 1 point. Like a field goal at the end or something.
yeah, I
like
have a hard time with this one. In general, I feel like there's going to be so much hype going into it. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, and I feel
that.
like
Both defenses are good, too.
Aaron Rodgers is going to do well on this one. I'm going with Jets.
Are you? I anticipated you saying Buffalo still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd written down both Buffalo and Jets because I'm taking the Jets.
Yeah.
It's
You-
never
you think
been
Jets?
Yeah.
it's never been hidden that I've been a fan of Aaron Rodgers for a while.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I've never hidden
I
that fact.
hate him as a person. Hated him as a person for the last couple of years because he did to Green Bay what Deshaun Watson did to an entire town of masseuses. And I don't like that. I don't like how he left Green
Flopped
Bay. I
his
don't like
dick
how he I don't like how he held them hostage and held them ransom for 2 or 3 years. I think that was all tacky and shitty, and that might have been two parts to that story, two sides to that same story, them one causing the other and the other causing the other. I don't know. I don't like it either way. I don't like Green Bay for how it went down either. So, because Green Bay should have been drafting much better for him, and they wouldn't have, they'd have another Lombardi.
Yep.
But all of that being said, I think the Jets have too much riding on the first game of the season for them to fall apart.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I'm playing Dalvin Cook this week just because I want to see him in the system. But
I'm
Yeah.
really curious to see because they're talking about playing obviously both Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. I'm really curious to see how that workload is shared.
what I'm really curious about is the fact that Breece Hall hasn't been a part of Hard Knocks at all. He's
He
been
was
in the background
right.
a couple of times.
But they talked about the fact that he had was practicing without any kind of a knee brace in any way whatsoever.
and
in
yet
what,
he's not featured at all in the
Right.
show, which means, but they also don't talk a lot to Garrett Wilson, who's going to be awesome this year.
Yeah.
What they do is they spend a lot of time with Randall Cobb, and they spend a little bit of time with Alan Lazard, and
they all center
because they
around
have
Aaron
because
Rodgers.
they have the Aaron Rodgers, but to not have Breece Hall at all involved with the show, and
Yeah,
then
it was
to
mostly-
say he's going to be He's listed as the #1 running back still.
Yeah.
I don't know what to feel about that. I don't know what to.
Yeah. Hard Knocks was mostly Aaron Rodgers, obviously, Sauce Gardner,
Yeah.
and Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
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 Like, those were the 3 main guys.
Yeah.
Still cool as fucking handshake.
Yes.
And then when they put it out on their teammate.
Yeah, and then they walk over and just go.
Or when they passed it to their other teammate.
Yeah. Did you see? Sauce was doing a signing or whatever at B-Dubs, and one of his a fan came up and was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And then they did the
Nice.
They did the Sauce. Yeah, it was sweet.
That's hilarious.
Also, Aaron Rodgers has seen a UFO. Seemed very genuine that it had happened.
He's talked about that on Pat McAfee.
Has he?
Yeah.
I mean, who here has not seen some weird shit in the sky?
I've seen some UFOs. I've seen a UFO. I have also seen a fucking ghost, and it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I saw red eyes in the corner.
Was it a child?
No, it wasn't a child. It wasn't so I didn't have a ghost pet. I'm not a pedophile going into heaven in terms of so
Walking through a ghost?
Yeah. You guys are gonna I swear to
Rife.
God, Matt Rife's got some good shit in terms of his actual routine. We didn't get to see the entire set.
I'm sure the ghost thing's going to be in his next special.
That's gotta
though.
be in that
Yeah.
because that's a good bit. But mostly the bed, the monster under the bed, like that
Yes.
shit. Just stop. Stop. All right, so that's our first week. Oh no,
But
it's not our first
parlays.
week. We got our parlays. So I've already talked about 2 of my 3. So my parlay this week that I am. How much did I want to put on this though? I didn't actually think about how much I wanted to put on it.
Yeah.
Because we do up to 100 a week.
Yep.
But we got 500 in the first half of the season. I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna do $25 on 49ers, Cincinnati, and the Titans.
Yep.
And what did that payout get?
Yeah,
you?
let me match that
And
up.
you're taking the spread on all those games.
Yeah, this is the spread. I'm only doing spreads.
Yep.
And I think we could do that in the future too.
Okay. Well, I can change it. But
If you want to
It's
change it,
fine.
you can. But
It's fine.
we're good. We're already there. So
We're just not doing money lines. I think it's fine
Right.
to do an over-under if you want to.
okay. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with
No
that.
money lines.
No money lines. That
Yeah.
seems too safe. Cincy. All right, so I am at
177.
25. Gets me 178.
Yep. And mine, I am going to take Washington minus
Clarify,
7.
that's 178 plus 25 if I win. I
Yes.
get my 25 back, then it's also
Right.
Correct.
This is 178 in profit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's total payout.
That's total.
So that's with the 25.
Yeah,
With
that's
the
what you're
25?
talking
about.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So-
I Triple Crown Robin. Ooh. Not gonna pay out. Not that. You get out of there. You silly goose. Get me all excited like that.
Hey, you're at 3 times bet there, though.
3 times.
You're in the round robin one.
Damn. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, carry on.
Okay.
So, you guys know that's where I'm sitting at.
Yep.
Frodo is taking Washington.
Washington.
Yeah,
were
you
just
love them Washington Commanders
I took the over
on.
on Detroit.
Top.
Very first one. And the Dolphins +3.
Dolphins +3. All right, we are looking at
And I'm
how
gonna
much do you want to put down on that?
I'll do 40.
40 coming out big, swinging hard. Nope, not singles. Early. That's a 278 payout.
And I am taking Detroit.
Okay.
I am taking Philadelphia.
Philly. Philly. Go ahead. Keep going.
And I am taking New Orleans.
Orleans.
And I'm going to do 35
35. Okay, you guys are both trying to just outbet me here.
to win 236.
All right. So, follow along if you guys want. Let's see if we're actually any good at this betting thing. We're decent at fantasy football. We're always in it with that. We'll see how well that translates into betting this year. Our picks at the end of the year last year turned out to be pretty good on the whole. I think this is going to be harder to. It's obviously harder to do a parlay. When you got these 3 legs where, and to clarify what a parlay means is we're going to bet these 3 games, but all 3 of them have to hit before we have to get paid out.
Yeah, ours could, both Frodo and I could be blown up after tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Right. That's always a hard thing to do, would bet on the Thursday night game on a parlay.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, fuck, now I've just got to play for fantasy.
Yep.
Not my personal bets, and I just place more bets.
And if all 3 of us were to win our bets, Frodo would come out ahead.
Yep, exactly.
At that point.
Exactly. But the odds of all 3 of us winning that bet are astronomically high. So it's not going to happen.
Low. Astronomically low.
Yes. Yes, I was thinking of the percentage payout there.
Right.
So I was looking at the plus 575 there going,
Yes.
it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of like plus 3,000
Yes.
for all of those to hit. So anyway, I am excited about the season. I'm so excited to fucking start watching some football again.
Yes.
The Seahawks are quietly going to be a pretty good team this year. Can we compete with the 49ers is really the big question. And if we can come
Last year, you won your Super Bowl.
Yes, we did.
Week 1.
And I was fucking thrilled about that.
Yes. And then your team actually performed relatively well all season.
Made the playoffs.
Yes.
And I'm like, fucking, this is the best season of my life. So now I'm relinquishing my hatred. Not my hatred. I never hated Russell Wilson.
But you also don't have to play him
But I don't have to play him this year.
unless they both got to the Super Bowl,
In
which
which
is not
case,
happening.
My God. Oh my God, that would be the best. I would mortgage my house, remortgage my house. I would third mortgage my house to put all the money on the Seahawks to win that game. Because I don't believe for a second that if they're both in the playoffs, if they're both in the Super Bowl, that Pete Carroll doesn't own Russell Wilson in that moment. Like, yeah. Nope. She's like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not mortgaging shit. Yeah. Welcome to the show, sweetheart.
It's the first time your wife's commented.
I know. I'm really glad that you didn't comment earlier when we were talking about strippers. We need to go.
But we also did talk about black peckers.
We did. Me, once. I said I didn't want one, no. Or what did I say?
You weren't a fan of.
You're not a fan of black peckers.
Of black peckers. And I stand by it, man.
That was in response that said that if I was ever to waterboard Scott, I would use pickle juice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that there was actually like a preface to that. I didn't just come out black peckers. Yep. Black peckers. So there we go. That's the show. I'm gonna just let my wife wonder about the black peckers, and we will be back next week. Tell you guys how we're doing. Yeah. So peace out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Later, guys.
Later.